All right, let's turn to Cuba. President Obama met a historic meeting this weekend with Cuban President Raul Castro, and he seems determined to normalize relations between the United States and Cuba after 50 years of isolation. He also seems determined to take Cuba off the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Two questions. What did you think of yesterday's meeting, and what do you think of the president's apparent action on the state sponsors of terror list?
Well, look, I think there's a fundamental problem in this process. Number one is if you're going to give the Cubans just about everything they want, international recognition, take them off the list of state sponsors of terrorism, infuse their economy with money at a time in which Venezuela could no longer continue to carry them as the patron, and for which there was a real opportunity to create change inside of Cuba, then you should have gotten something significant in return. And we got nothing in terms of the people of Cuba, in terms of human rights and democracy. We just saw even at this summit that human rights activists and political dissidents were attacked by Castro's bullies. So the reality is to take Cuba off the list of state sponsor of terrorism when we have Joanne Chesimard, a woman who killed a New Jersey state trooper and is on the FBI's list of the 10 most wanted terrorists, a Cuba that ultimately violated the UN Security Council sanctions against North Korea, shipping arms to North Korea, or that recently had a cargo that was being shipped to it that the Colombians stopped with arms, which were probably going to go to the FARC, or that holds terrorists like ETA, the Basque separatist terrorists out of Spain, and a whole host of other fugitives. If you can violate international arms
Senator, let me ask you,
items and have terrorists in your country, it seems to me that that's not a country you take off your terrorist list.
So if this is so misguided, and if Cuba is doing nothing to relax political repression, why is the president doing it?
Well, I think the president has a misguided calculation that if you open your hands to dictators, that they will unclench their fists. And while Raul Castro may have said some nice things about President Obama, at the same time, just last month, we had 600 arrests of innocent people inside of Cuba who were detained, many political activists and human rights activists who were not allowed to leave the country to go to the Panama Summit. And last year, we had 1,600 detentions, and there are still many long political prisoners sitting and languishing in Castro jails. And when you say that and provide those facts, as well as their violations of arms shipments in contravention to international law, and a whole host of other things like having one of the 10 top terrorists of the FBI list in their country, then people change their attitude about what this policy is all about.